Hey guys, this is Upesh from bmom.com and the brand new Oppo Reno 5 Pro 5G is here and this is the phone right here. Now there are a number of exciting things about this phone. First up, this is the first Dimensity 1000 Plus chipset phone in India, so that's pretty exciting. Now second, there are obviously a lot of cool camera features, especially on the video shooting front, so I'm excited about that as well. And all of that in this beautiful design. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Let's take a look at the brand new Oppo Reno 5 Pro 5G. Now, I want to talk about what's in the box first, since that's going to be very important this year. Anyway, so in the Reno 5 Pro 5G box, you get the usual transparent silicon case and you get this 65-watt charging adapter with the USB-A to USB-C cable, and surprise, surprise, you are even getting these USB-C earphones. Now, coming to the Reno 5 Pro, this is a fantastic looking phone. We've got the Astral Blue variant of the phone, which has this subtle glow effect and it's stunning to look at. I also like this cool looking design on the top, which I think gives the phone more personality. So this is a phone that's absolutely premium and is just amazing to hold in the hands. And I think there are two things to note really. See, first, this here is a glass back and the back is matte with a certain texture to it thanks to a unique AG glass which makes it shiny and nice while being very grippy to hold. Honestly, you've got to hold it to believe it. I also like that the camera bump isn't crazy. Now, second thing about the design is that it's a very lightweight and compact phone. I mean, compared to most phones these days, the in-hand feel of this phone is great. It's very sleek at just 7.6mm thickness and it's fairly light at 176 grams. Overall, I love the design of this phone, but there are a few other details that I think you should know. There's no headphone jack, no single speaker here, and there's no micro SD slot, but the base variant of this phone comes with 128GB of storage, so I think we can let that slide. Now, moving on from the design, the display is pretty good too. First up, here are the specs of the display. So there's a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED FHD Plus 90Hz display with a punch hole on the top left. But specs aside, trust me when I tell you that the display is top notch. The colors look rich, it's bright and sharp, and there's the wideband N1 license. So yeah, there seems to be no problem so far. Now I know it's the Reno series, so you're probably expecting me to talk about the camera features, but I want to talk about the MediaTek Dimensity 1000 Plus chipset first. I mean, this is the first phone, like I said, in India to come with this chipset. And it's great because in the past, I've always kind of liked Reno phones, but they've also given me slight mixed feelings because they always came with mid-range chipsets. Well, not this time. The Reno 5 Pro comes with the MediaTek Dimensity 1000 Plus with 8GB RAM and 128GB storage. The new MediaTek chipset is obviously the highlight because it has the powerful Cortex A77 cores as well as the Mali G77 GPU along with dual 5G support. But the first thing I did is, run a few benchmark tests, so check out the scores. Here are the Antutu, Geekbench, 3D Mark and AI benchmark scores of the Dimensity 1000 Plus on the Reno 5 Pro. And as you can see, the scores are pretty good in all of these tests. To give you a better idea, here's the Geekbench 5 score compared to the 765G on the Nord. And yeah, it's clear that the Dimensity 1000 Plus beats the 765G hands down. Here's a comparison in Antutu, and again, it's a big difference. Now compared to the Snapdragon 865, here are the scores, and as you can see the 865 scores higher, but it's not too far away, so that's good. When it comes to real world performance, the Reno 5 Pro 5G has been very snappy and fast so far. I mean, I've only used the phone for a couple of days, but so far everything has been very responsive and smooth. There's been no lag, and that's even while gaming. I have been playing long COD mobile sessions with graphics set to high and frame rate set to max, and the performance has been very good. Also, very important, there's no heating, which is something everyone is concerned about with MediaTek. But so far, even after I've played COD Mobile for like say an hour, I haven't had any heating issues. Anyway, let's move on to the camera features, which is always an exciting thing about Reno phones. First, the camera specs. The Reno 5 Pro comes with a 64MP main camera along with an 8MP ultra wide angle lens and a couple of 2MP lenses. See, like most Reno phones from the past, the camera performance of the Reno 5 Pro seems good. I've taken shots in daytime and low light, and so far the 64MP camera has done a pretty good job with the details and the colors. It's not absolutely perfect in low light, but it's been very good. As with the ultra wide angle camera, I think it's good with the colors and the HDR, but the details kind of fall short sometimes. Now, if you're wondering about the new features that come on the video front. So in video mode, there's this new AI button on the top that you can see. This lets you enable Oppo's new AI highlight video feature, which automatically turns on its two algorithms depending on the light. One is live HDR, which enhances HDR in daytime videos. Second is ultra night mode, which improves low light videos. Well, I tried things out. So here's a video side by side I shot during the day and just noticed the background. Now thanks to Delhi fog and smog, the background isn't that visible, but the video shot with AI highlight on has managed to get some buildings. Now here's a side by side comparison in low light. So here you can see the AI highlight video feature brighten things up, and it also ups the saturation and contrast a bit, which I think makes the video slightly more appealing. Anyway, I also like the fact that the new AI highlight feature is also available on the front camera, which I think is great, because generally front camera videos, especially in low light, aren't that great, so AI highlight is a pretty good addition to that. Apart from this, there are all the other cool features that you've seen in previous Oppo phones. There are the cool portrait modes that we saw in Reno 4 Pro last year, and there are different video features like AI color portrait video and the different color filters as well. As for the other details around the Reno 5 Pro, the software is ColorOS 11.1 based on Android 11, and it's great that a phone is coming with the latest Android platform on board. I also like that there's no unnecessary bloatware here. The phone has Google's phone and messages apps, and there are Oppo apps, of course, but there are no additional third-party apps. Now there is this Hot Apps folder which recommends apps, but that's it. When it comes to battery, the Reno 5 Pro has a 4350 mAh battery, which I'm yet to truly test, but I'm expecting decent battery performance from the phone. As for the charging speed, this 65-watt SuperVOOC 2.0 charger charges the phone from 0 to 100% in just 30 minutes. Yeah, that sounds crazy even now. As for the concerns about battery health, there is an optimized night charging feature which controls the charging speed at night and avoids overcharging the device, so that's good. Lastly, the connectivity. So a lot of you guys are curious about 5G bands in newer phones, so to let you know, the Reno 5 Pro 5G comes with 9 5G bands, which is, I think, great. So there's the N1, N3, N7, N28, N38, N40, 41, N77 and N78 bands. Now another thing, there's only 5G support in SIM 1 of the Reno 5 Pro, although Dimensity 1000 Plus supports dual 5G. Anyway, if you want to know what N1, N3 or other 5G bands mean, you can check out a detailed article from the link below. So that was a good look at the brand new Oppo Reno 5 Pro 5G, and after using the phone for a couple of days, there's one thing that comes to mind. Is that if the phone is priced at say around 30 to 35,000 price segment, I think this could be like the first budget flagship of 2021. See, it's got a design that's very premium. The display looks really good even though it's 90Hz and not 120 or 144Hz. There's the new Dimensity 1000 Plus chipset with 5G and powerful performance. The camera and the new features seem good, and there's crazy fast charging with a decent battery. So all in all, the Oppo Reno 5 Pro actually seems like a very good phone, but these are just my first impressions, and I think I'll wait for the price, compare it to other phones, and then give my final verdict. But what do you guys think of the new Oppo Reno 5 Pro 5G? Tell us in the comment section below. Also give this video a like, make sure to share it, and lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.